Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for TheRealSportsTalk.com, joined today by Brian Geltzeiler of HoopsCritic.com, co-host of NBA Unplugged, does radio spots all over the country. Brian, there's some big NBA news. First off, what's going on?
Well, there's a big rumor that Adrian Wojnarowski of Yahoo is reporting as of about, I guess, a half hour ago. There's a 4-week trade in the works, or discussions are being had with which will send Dwight from Orlando to LA, but it's a 4-way deal. It's a lot of moving parts. It's got Andrew Bynum landing in Philadelphia, Andre Iguodala landing in Denver, Al Harrington joining Howard in LA, and Pau Gasol and Aaron Flalo going to Orlando. I don't think that this is a likely deal to happen. It looks to me, it reeks to me like he did bluff the Magic are making to try to get the Houston Rockets to move a little further on taking a couple of bad contracts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought about when I saw this, because the Al Harrington part going there didn't make a ton of sense. Denver, we hadn't heard, was involved pretty much the whole time. If this does not go through, how close are we? Can we put a timetable even on when Dwight Howard finally does get traded and where he ends up getting traded to?
I don't think you could put a timetable on it. I think, very frankly, you could see Dwight Howard get traded twice in the next 6 months, because I think the Rockets right now are the leader for him. They certainly have most of what Orlando wants. They're just not willing to take a lot of bad contracts back, and Orlando requires that. The one spot where Orlando can dump bad contracts is on the Brooklyn Nets come January. The problem is, if you're dumping bad contracts, you're going to have to take a couple back. Now, I don't love Brook Lopez, not a big fan of his game. Don't like the fact that he's very poor on defense and not a good rebounder. But personnel executives around the league are enormously high on it. I mean, the Nets didn't give him a max offer. He had Portland and Charlotte waiting to do it immediately. So that he has his fans around the league. So I wouldn't call his max deal necessarily a bad contract. Chris Humphries is a bad contract. That's 2 years at $24 million, but it's a short bad contract. And certainly in the end, if Orlando can get themselves out from under, Davidson, Turkoglu, and maybe even Richardson, Davis, Turkoglu, maybe even Richardson also, it had to make some sense for them to wait for Brooklyn. Brooklyn was the one team that was willing to absorb some bad contracts. The Rockets don't have Dwight Howard now because they're not willing to do that. Frankly, it's smart of the Rockets. You don't take on those bad contracts knowing that odds are Dwight's going to leave. Now, I mentioned before him being traded twice in 6 months. It's very possible the Rockets make a deal for him between now and the time the season starts. When the trade deadline, understand they have no chance of keeping him. Then they look to turn him around to LA and do something along those lines, getting an Andrew Bynum to see who would re-sign a deal in LA. So, Dwight could be on the move a couple times. This whole national Dwight matter that we've been dealing with is far, far